Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Luis.
It's so good to see you again. How have you been?
Oh, it's been great. This week went by so fast, and I'm just like, today's the day. We're gonna have our chat. And yeah, it was a journey to get to where I am today
I
based on all the
can't
submissions.
imagine your task at hand. So, we are talking about the Celebrate to Remember open call. We got a plethora of amazing submissions and entries, and they were each so moving, and I learned so much from just looking at them and spending time with them. So we've asked you to be our guest judge because I'm too weak to choose. I love everybody so much. So we're gonna go one by one because you're gonna give a shout out to three or four and talk a little bit about them, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can I ask you what was your criteria? Like, what were you looking for?
So I guess the main criteria I came in this oh my gosh, sorry.
I know, right? Like
I'm like so I'm looking at my screen and I'm just like being adorned by all these collages. I'm what I focused on was the composition and like what techniques, and not techniques, but like how were they playing with their composition, and like what were they introducing into the piece and how they were doing it. And also the description, because that, shines a light on what they were focusing on and tells a story too, right? So it's like these two things that are talking to each other, and I'm just like absorbing that. So that's really what it was. And
what a great thing. Yeah.
And it was so like this was a journey for me, and I had to go back like several times because it was just a really challenging thing. And I want to congratulate and thank everyone for participating in this, because every one of these pieces is so meaningful. And it's like I could see like this is a piece of their heart, So I just want to say thank you so much for, like engaging in this.
I feel that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And thank you for taking this task out of my hand. So talk to me. What's the first one you want to talk about?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, I tried to narrow it down as much as I can, but there was 4 people I would love to highlight.
Okay.
So the first one is Matt French, and he's based out of the United Kingdom. And so before I talk about this piece, I just want to share like a snippet of the description, because I think that will like offer some picture, and then we could go through the composition and the why. So
tell me.
So here we go. And this is a snippet. I am thankful that I am the man I am now because of her. And long may her spirit live forever within my spirit. So as a 54-year-old trans man who is totally comfortable in my own skin on all levels, I want to remember the girl I once was, to celebrate all she overcame. I wouldn't be Matt without Manuela. So this is a piece for her in celebration. And I'm just like, my heart is like, like pouring out with just a lot of love. And it's really remarkable and beautiful to honor, like this young girl that navigated the world right before blooming into another version. And so when I'm looking at this collage, there's a beautiful balance between playfulness with the colors that were introduced, and then there's this black and white imagery of a looks like a young woman. And I can't tell what exactly she's holding, but it almost feels like she's protecting this young girl who's in the center of the piece, who's just like, here I am, very confident. And she came as she is, like she's there, she's present. And then like the disco balls, that's the playful part of it that I love too. So it's this beautiful like balance of color, these gems, and also this black and white where it's like protection, right? Protecting this young girl. And she's like, her spirit will always live on right? She's still alive today. She's being protected, you know, and being honored, right? She's not. So that was just really beautiful. And this is a deep message for those who have, you know, transitioned into a new way of living, that I find extremely like beautiful. And so Matt French, thank you for sharing this. This is beautiful.
Goodness. I just want to say I love that you said present, because I think there's something so powerful about even to look at that picture of that little girl, you know, with her arms on her side, powerful. Like I'm here and I'm gonna do it. So that is so moving. And it's really interesting because, you know, you don't know Matt. I don't necessarily know Matt personally, but it's such a powerful work of art that we're moved by it. Like, I have to kind of catch my breath and be like, yeah, okay, I can talk about this. And I love the disco balls as well, because it reminds you, like, okay, it's still a celebration. And also the fact that they say, comfortable in my own skin. And I think we can all relate to that, right? Like, at some point we've all felt like, when is this gonna feel okay?
I know.
You know, and for it to feel okay is like, yes, like you're just rooting on. So I love it. I'm so glad you saw that. So thank you. All right, Matt, you're in the running. Number 2.
Okay, so number 2, I'm gonna make my way over there. So that would be Joel Rivera from Glendale, Arizona. His piece is titled Beautiful Soul. And I'm also going to read like a little snippet of the description before we delve into the composition. All right. So it says, my sweet angel, my protector, my hero. Fausta, my sweet mother, who was orphaned at birth, had a joyous spirit full of love and compassion for everyone she encountered. I lost her when I was 9 years old, and I miss her terribly. I pray every day that I make her proud and that I continue her beautiful legacy of giving and being a humble servant and helping everyone in need. Her favorite flower was tuberose, and I remember as a little kid going to the farmer's market to buy a few stems of her favorite fragrant flower. Every time I come across them, it brings me back such beautiful memories of my last days with her. I always feel her presence. And so when I'm looking at this piece, oh my gosh, I feel like there's such a beautiful, this composition in general was like really moving to me. And the idea of like even adding wings behind, you know, this portrait of someone's mother. And there's a frame in the background that's just very like, I don't know, it's bold, and it kind of grounds this entire composition for me in a sense, that frame. And she's like adorned by all these flowers, you know, her favorite flower for one, and then we have some succulents there as well. In the background, I see like little moments where you see suns, which is like a life-giving force that's like forever, right? And so it's like, I feel like she's standing in her own power, you know, and it's so evident in her facial expression. She's, you know, proud, and it's just a strong piece. It's striking. And I just feel like there's just a beautiful balance within this piece. So in a beautiful way to like, it almost feels like when you know, walk into those museums and you see these like life-size portraits of people, like this is like that, you know, so substantial and so powerful. It just holds a lot of, I don't know, it's just a very striking piece, and what a beautiful way to memorialize, right? A loved one.
I love that. The composition is really striking, and I love the kind of like the filigree that he's created, because it feels very ethereal. and the wings don't feel like an add-on. Sometimes you feel, sometimes they have those pictures where you like stand in front of the wings and it's fun, but you can tell they're like, they're it's an afterthought. It's just kind of like, let me pose. This feels
Yeah.
so organic, and it doesn't feel trite. It feels very
Right.
authentic. And I'm
Mhm.
glad you're reading the words, because it's so important, right? Very few times do artists get the opportunity to not only share their ideas, but also articulate through their writing.
Right. Yeah.
um and it's beautiful. And nothing about this feels disconnected, right? It's kind of, because when you think of orphan, when you think of losing your parent at an early age, there's like a disconnection, and this
Right.
feels like the opposite. It feels so connected, so
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. That disconnection could be very present sometimes, right? But like
Mm,
cherishing these photos and even building these new like compositions to make
hmm.
them feel so big, and like they're in your space too. They're with you, you
Yeah.
know? And what you mentioned about the wings, like those wings look like, I mean, they're meant to be there. Like
Yeah.
it's like, right? They don't look like it was collaged on in a way where it's like, yeah, no, they're just, she's graced with these beautiful wings that are hers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And
Yeah.
also the flower, right? Like,
Hmm.
to be able, and I think that's how we live forever, really. When we can find our people in the essence of things, right? In the essence of flowers, in music, in colors. Yeah, that's really magical.
Yeah.
Very fun. Thank you, Joelle.
Yeah. Thank you, Joelle. This is gorgeous.
Oh. This is really emotional, actually. I didn't
It
think it was gonna be so
is.
emotional.
It
Yeah, viva
is.
la vida.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is. Wow. Okay, let's go. Number 3.
All right. Number 3. Oh,
Let me take some tea. Wait.
tea break. Let me grab some water too. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Cheers.
Here's to you. So number 3, Madeline Del Toro,
Mm,
based out of New York, and her piece is titled Forever Dale. And I will share just a snippet of her description. I wanted to convey an image that honors life after death and the ever-present spirit that continues to live on. Whenever I contemplate the sky and reflect on the vast ocean, I know we are together. So when I was looking at this piece, so I must say that I always meditate like every day, but I also like to meditate on the sky too. You know, it's like a forever place, right? It's just
mm,
so expansive. And when you think about the ocean, it's also limitless, right? It's just, there's no ending, no beginning, you know? And these are spaces in our walking life that we could always turn to meditate on and to think about anything, right? So when I was looking at her piece and I saw like these arms like coming out of the sky in the ocean, it just felt so warm, and like if we're being embraced, right, by the spirits that are out there and people who we want to remember and celebrate. Like they're always out there. They're always with us. Um, and I loved the playfulness. And it's like this is a whimsical piece for me, which why it's whimsical to me is I feel like the placement of the flowers, the size of the flowers, it's like, you know, life size when you see um, the silhouette of like those two figures on the, you know, on the slight
mm.
left side looking into the ocean and the sky. And then, you know, above the sky, you see another layer of water. And I'm just like, this is just so expansive feeling, you know? And it's talking about like everyone who's experienced loss. You know, this piece is for everyone. So it's not just one person. It's like, who are you thinking about, you know, and how can we meditate together on these people that, you know, are no longer with us and, you know, in the physical form, but, you know, they really are with us in nature, you know, and it's, so I really thought that this piece was made for everyone, you know, and so that's what like really, really grabbed my heart. Um, And I just love the playfulness with the clouds and the horizon line, like it looked like she was, having a little fun tearing up some pieces, and it fits just right. It's just really perfect. So there's just this warmth and embrace that you feel when you look at this piece, and it just feels limitless. So thank you, Madeline, because
Thank you,
this is really
Madeline.
beautiful.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love, love, love that you said it's a forever space. I never thought about it that way. I love that. It's the sky, the ocean, it's a forever place. Yeah. No matter what we do to it, no matter
Right.
what happens, it's a forever space. It will be there. That's really gorgeous. Yeah. And as you're saying that, like, this is for everyone. Yeah, it really drives the point that this is soul work, right? Like, how often do we as people get to do soul work and share it?
Yeah.
Right? That is super powerful. Thank you, Madeline.
Thank you for this one.
Awesome. And I said 4, but you were like, no, I need to talk about, I said 3, sorry, but you were like, I need to talk about 4. So tell me, which is your 4th one?
Oh gosh, thank you for all this flexibility. I'm just running wild over here. Hold on.
Do it.
All right. So the fourth one is Rashida Dyer from Brooklyn, New York. And this one is titled Transitions. And I'll read the little, snippet description as well. My older brother in the corner passed before my mom. He's looking on as mom is blessed, going on to the next. Follow and, oh, that was it. Sorry.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're looking at 2 people, right, who have passed on. And so, like, the use of negative space that basically depicts the brother that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so perfect. Like, it's how, it's a white piece of paper, and you see the negative space of the background of this piece, and it's looking towards the mother, who looks like she's on her way, right, to this beautiful space, and it looks like she's receiving a blessing from this like magical hand that's coming out with, and this person, like this figure, is wearing this beautiful golden dress, and she's on a horse who's like adorned with this beautiful flower, and like she's receiving this, it's almost like this blessing to like, okay, we're ready for you. And the whole background is like a dreamscape. I'm just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you in a dream, and it just feels, it's just a very beautiful, light-hearted and joyful piece that just honors like a brother and a mother. And I was just like, I was so drawn to this piece, and it brought me a lot of like warmth and like happiness, like it really did. And it's, I don't know, I really loved every moment, in this piece. So on the right side, that figure with the hand that's coming out, there's so many textures also that I really enjoy. Yeah. And I'm just like, how did they do that? Because it almost looks like it could be like, some pieces could be 3D.
Yeah. So I have the privilege of having this piece in my altar. Rashida gave this physically, like, this is my entry. I was like, ah! And it is, there are 3D elements to it. And yeah, is that, I love that she's honoring 2 people, but she's also acknowledging the third, right? The bigger source, the bigger collective. And I thought, oh, how amazing. And that background is just so majestic, and it's just happening, right? It's activated, which is a $5 word. It's so activated. There's so much happening in there.
Right. Yeah, it almost reminded me at first of like this beautiful magical waterfall, like golden, like pinks, and like just like pastel-y, colors that are just like, you don't see that. Where do you see that,
Right. Yeah.
It's like, and so I'm like, okay, like I'm treating this as a dreamscape, it's this beautiful thing that I could imagine, and I couldn't get enough of this image. So yeah.
How fabulous. Well, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm amazed you can whittle it down to 3, 4. And thank you for spending time with it, because there's so much, we were talking about this before we started recording. There's such few opportunities where we can actually talk about art together, and when you lend me your eyes, I can see so much more, right? So when you're looking at it and you're talking about things, it's like, whoa, I didn't even notice that, and so forth. So it opens so many doors. So thank you for lending us your eyes, and lifting the heavy weights. And so without further ado, who are we crowning the winner this time around?
Oh my gosh, this is really challenging.
Wait, do I see a hat there? Are you pulling from a hat?
No, I'm going back on your Instagram to look at them again. It is so hard. Okay.
This is happening on real time, people.
Oh gosh, this is a lot of pressure, Luis.
I also want to say it's 11:26, but we're making the 13th hour decision here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I have it. I'm gonna pick Madeline Del Toro.
Amazing. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Can you elaborate on your choice a little bit?
Yeah, because if when we're talking about Dia de los Muertos, I know that this could be a very personal thing for everyone, right? But the reason why I'm picking this piece in particular is because this is for everyone. This piece was made for everyone who's experienced loss. So we're honoring all of those people that we've lost, and hopefully we could take some time to meditate on the sky or the ocean or any body of water, just to remember and feel the embrace, right, of those that we've lost. So I feel like I want this to be for everyone. So the
forever place. I love that. Oh, well, brilliant choice. Thank you, Michelle, for making this happen. What a great choice. What a great selection. What a great group. I also want to let you know that we've gotten such great response to your episode and how excited people are. One, for your spirit and being so open and so kind, and 2, for the practicality. We're like, wait, what? Charging a square inch? That's brilliant. Who'd have thought of that? So thank you for that. So you're so balanced and you're so well-rounded, and we appreciate that. Michelle, I know we're going to collaborate again very soon. So thank you for your time, and thank you so much for spending so much thought with our community and choosing our winner this time around.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I always love being in conversation with you, and I adore your community. Everyone's so special and talented. Look, it's all here. So thank you for just the invitation and having me be part of it, and I look forward to the next time.
Always. Ciao, Michelle.
Bye.